When disasters strike, our hearts naturally go out to the victims and we want to help, but there are some things that we need to be aware of so as not to flood the disaster site with unwanted items. Amanda Hardy has some guidance on donating. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Important topic, and we don't think about it.
Right.
Because we just want to get the stuff there.
Right. And you never know when there's going to be a natural disaster.
Well,
so
it's weekly and daily, I think, isn't it?
Here lately, it seems like it. But it's really important not to overflow people with things, and that seems to be the biggest. People want to help, and so a lot of times people will go through their house and dig out all those items they may not be using anymore, and that's not really what people need. They need, a lot of times they need financial help. They need simple things. You know, a lot of things are donated as far as canned goods, so they need a can opener. You know, certain things
Good
that
point,
you don't
yes.
even think about. So, you know, it's always good to kind of sit back and wait and see what the list of needs are. And then, you know, of course, you can contact people that are in charge of the sites to find those out as well. But one of the big things, Angie, is you also have to pay attention to scams, because people know that when there's a disaster, other people are going to come forward and give items or give the donations. Sometimes people will scan you on those as well.
Of course.
So you really do need to check and make sure that it's a legitimate disaster, because there's people out there that will try to get your money.
Oh, and they'll even reroute it if it is if it's a tornado or whatever. If they get in there and somehow
Yes.
contact you, it happens all the time, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
So how do we know that we're going to FEMA or we're going to the Red Cross, or how do we know that our money's being directed?
Right. You want to make sure that you're actually contacting them, that you're contacting someone that is in control of the situation. You know, American Red Cross is always good. FEMA, like you said, is great. Even our local extension offices, we've got the resources to be able to find that information out for people.
Oh, that's a great local contact then,
Yes,
just to say.
because we're everywhere.
Right. Well, you know, I was reading the material that you sent, and how can people access that article, by the way?
Absolutely. That is our MoneyWise newsletter, and you can go on Facebook and just type in Kentucky MoneyWise, and it'll come up. Or you can go on our local extension pages, which is kind of a long, drawn-out email, but I'm going to give it to you. ca.uky.edu, and then you can backslash and put the county you're looking for in Kentucky.
Oh, good. So, because we had tornadoes, we've had really terrible weather.
On the screen as well.
There you go. That's how it looks. But it's worth having and worth reading. If you have a church group that does disaster relief, you still need to know what's needed.
Absolutely.
I remember that from Katrina, when the people were saying everybody flooded them with, they came down with equipment, but there was no organization about which buildings they were really going to reclaim. All of that. It was a good lesson for us all.
And they ended up with so much stuff that they had to tell people to stop bringing all these items, you know, because a lot of times they're not needed. You think they are, but you don't really know. And then the other part of that is just checking before you touch anything of the debris or items, like you said, the buildings they might tear down or whatever. You don't want to get out in that without being with the people who are in charge.
The pro guidance, right? Who's they'll assign you to a place. So read that article. Please do keep a copy of that. Really good information, Amanda. Good to see you.
Thank you. You as well.
More Lifestyles right after this. Stay with us.